we recording, and I'm not going to do a sound test because I'm looking at the levels and obviously there's no background noise right now, but that'll change. So hey, welcome back to the Alexandrian Codex. I'm just going to scoot to my left and stage right real quick, wobble the webcam. Today I'm playing Where the Water Tastes Like Wine, and the reason I haven't started on the screen is, well, we'll see here in a minute. Ah, fuck. I don't have screen capture on. Stellaris, properties. Yeah, capture specific window. And that's not Surviving Mars, that's Where the Water Tastes Like Wine. And, yeah! Alright. Huh. Hey Amy, thanks. Oh.
Night has fallen and you're weary from travel. Stars fill the sky above, and in front of you is a brightly lit wooden house, the only building you've seen for days.
So that's it, there's no start, and the only reason I knew to expect that there's no start button was watching Adam Cole play this, and him playing it made me want to play it, and frankly I could use a break from Surviving Mars because there's some problems that need to be fixed, and the late game and mid game kind of suck, and it's an interesting concept but it doesn't work that well. But this seems really inspired and really cool, so I'm excited to check this out. I suppose we go to the house.
You walk toward the house, hearing the sounds of laughter and talk as you reach the door and push it open.
It's kind of an annoying sound. Enter.
You sit down and join the game. It's a cheap buy-in, and not many of the other players are very good.
Gonna look around.
The lady fiddling with dice gets good cards, but has no real strategy. The man to your right seems to just hold on to the highest cards he has, regardless of suit or any consideration of matches.
Who else is here?
The man in gray across from you, though. He's good. He already had the largest pile of coins when you bought in, and while your winnings grow quickly, you can't quite catch him.
God, I love this feeling that you get. We're, what, 30 seconds into actually playing something, in this character, the man in gray, has already established this sort of Luciferian character, what with the guise of a wolf, with this very imposing facade we have here, the steepled hand, and yeah, just really quick, dynamic characterization. It's striking.
One by one, the other players leave the table, sometimes with pique or with wry humor, leaving their winnings with you or the man in gray.
Keep playing. I like the feather.
Finally, it's just you and the man in gray. He looks at you, full of humor, and winks. Last hand?
Yeah, the narrator's voice is amazing, and the narrative design, like Amy's saying, is really impressive. I'm really excited to tease this game apart and see what else is to offer. I've only seen like 20 minutes of gameplay.
He deals, you draw, and look at your hand. It's good. It's great. The best hand, in fact. A royal straight flush. Spades. Aces high.
Nothing can beat me.
But the man in gray pushes forward his whole pile. You're not sure exactly how much it is, but it's more than you've got. You can't match that.
So, fold.
The man in gray stops you.
That's not actually how poker works,
Now,
though, is it?
If you like,
Whatever.
I'll let you wager your word. I know you'll be good for it. Just promise you'll pay the debt, however I ask.
So, I mean, before you choose anything, you know this is gonna go bad, right? The game is assuring you you have the best possible hand, there's no possible way you can lose. Like, yeah, but there wouldn't be a game if this goes well. So let's check our cards again.
10, Jack, Queen, King, Ace. All spades.
Yeah, my word.
The man in gray smiles. All right, then. I'll call.
Show it. Ah, and this is what your word looks like, bleeding on the pile of loot. Now he has our cards, and we have tarot cards.
Well, your luck wasn't so good, was it? That's quite the hand, but not for the game we're playing. I'm afraid you owe me. Your life, sure, but more than that, your labor.
How do I sound in comparison to this? I should probably turn the game down a little bit. Right? Right? Maybe? Maybe not? Let's just tab out of this. Oh, good, it cuts out. Minimize you. Turn the game down a little bit. Nah, it sounds fine. It sounds fine. Get this boy back up here. Continue.
You see, this land is built on stories. It's one big story.
Oh, the
this
music!
country,
Ah,
woven of many small
it's so good!
Few of the small ones are strictly true, and the big story is mostly a lie. All the stories and songs and myths and legends start somewhere, with a seed. As they're told and retold and passed around, they grow and change to become the stories we know.
Yeah, I think it's the music that mostly made me want to play this game, or got me wanting to play this game. Like, listening to the soundtrack and the voice is like, no, I really dig this aesthetic. I'm into it. It's Depression era Americana, which, you know, the whole Depression part, not a big fan of, but 1930s, 1940s, 1920s aesthetic has a dear place in my heart.
To pay your debt to me, you'll be carrying stories, finding the seeds first and then spreading them, telling them onwards so they can begin gaining strength. This is no light task. Stories are heavy.
That's fucking true.
Most of the stories you'll find will be small seeds. They might be true, but they'll grow wild and unbelievable with the telling. The more important stories are the true ones, the ones people will tell you about their own lives. Those often get lost in the weaves of the big story. The more true stories you can find and tell, the more you can weave that truth into the big story. Tarnish it a bit, perhaps, but isn't a dingy and battered truth better than a shining lie?
Yes, very much so. I love this devil character. I mean, Gray is ambiguous as far as morality goes, right? He's not wearing a white suit, he's not wearing a black suit, so maybe not the devil, but I very much like him.
Go ahead. You tell me a story. I'll trade you some information about your task.
Tutorialization time! So we have the tower. Okay, tower, wheel of fortune, the world, justice, 3 staves, travel. The artwork on these is pretty cool. It's pretty simplified, but it's nice. Why not start with justice? Tell the story of the endless series of doors of different kinds, each leading only to more doors. Tell the story of a northbound train blinking its giant eyes as it crawls through the night. Tell the story of the parting of a cloud of fog to reveal a brief glimpse of a land of promise and plenty. Tell the story of a tossing of a pair of bone dice on a blood-red velvet table as they come up snake eyes and wink at you. Tell the story of a black and gray city where every building is filled with desiccated corpses. I think I'm gonna go with Wheel of Fortune, because it kind of characterizes the start of the game, what with a game of cards.
It's just luck. Funny how bad luck seems to follow the folks who already have problems aplenty. Well, try your luck out there in this country. See how the dice treat you. It's not all bad. You'll have to work hard, but I'll give you the gift for seeing the true shapes of people. Not many who can do that.
So that story we told, we can't tell anymore because it's already been told. So we can tell about this city, we can tell, what was this? Parting of a cloud. Choice, morality, travel. I think tell the story of a parting of a cloud of fog to reveal brief glimpse of a land of promise and plenty. Because this is a revelatory moment, seems sort of fitting.
Your deepest desires? Your greatest wish? Heaven? Big Rock Candy Mountain? El Dorado, the Promised Land, that place just over the ridge where they all say that the water tastes just like the sweetest wine.
They did it! They said the name of the game! 5 points for Gryffindor.
Well, I don't know where that is. It's supposed to be somewhere in this country. Ask the people you meet. They're all searching for the same thing.
Oh, okay, the I is us have already telling that. Choice, morality, let's do this. Tell the story of an endless series of doors of different kinds, each leading only to more doors. God, that sounds like a nightmare. Well, I guess that's life.
You sometimes have to make choices about what kind of story you're finding. Is it a love story or a tragedy? Don't gather too many of one kind, though. This grand story needs variety.
Death, change, endings, moving on. No, we should wrap up with the tower. Do 3 estates for now. Tell the story of a northbound train blinking its giant eyes that crawls through the night.
Travel? That's your job. Wander from place to place, gather those stories and spread them.
Nah, okay, I do have to click.
People get bored hearing the same stories over and over. But an old cliché in one state might be a rip-roaring new yarn in another.
And then the tower. Let's tell the story of a black and gray city where every building is filled with desiccated corpses. Real heartwarmer to wrap us up.
I'll strip away your flesh to make the journey easier, but still you'll feel pain. Hunger, weariness, thirst, and despair. They're all part of stories, the part not often told. And death, yes, but don't worry. As long as your task remains, you come back. Go on your way, Seeker. Maybe we'll meet again, or maybe not. Either way, it'll be an experience for you.
I love how evocative this eye is of hieroglyphics, like of the Eye of Ra. It looks very very similar structurally.
I'm jealous in some ways. I hope you you find what you're looking for.
So this is us, Little Skelly Man. Wait, Canada.
This bungalow is being ransacked. There's furniture piled in the front yard, ammunition heaped under the mailbox, and a crowd of clean-cut men ripping apart a car in the driveway.
Strange.
The two heavily armed, mud-caked women leaning over the porch railing share the same bored grin. One shouts at you. Lend a couple innocent gals a cigarette?
Yeah, sure.
You are about to hand her a smoke when those men draw pistols and shove you hard into the dirt. You know these girls? They demand.
Nope.
Once they've dumped your bag out into the road, they decide you're harmless. If you were selling booze too, you'd have a lot more cash, sneers one. On the porch behind him, the two bootleggers are fingering their empty rifles, grinning in disappointment.
Grinning in disappointment. Ah. Moving on. What are our options here? Yeah, AA. Let's turn this off. I kind of hate AA. Sound? Okay. Nah, not low enough. Close, but not quite. There we go. So that's the US-Canada border, but where the hell are we on that border? It's kind of cool that our character is just a skelly bro.
Off the road and into the woods, you can't help but come across this package by the old tree tied to a sturdy stick. The cloth wrapping conceals, though not particularly well, something large and softly unsettled. Little eyes blink back at you from inside the bundle.
Creepy as hell. Let's say hello.
The shape gives a start. Please don't tell my pa that I'm in here, it says in a small voice.
Why not?
Pa doesn't want to live with us anymore, but I want to go with him. Don't tell him, please. I'm hiding.
So, I won't tell or look for his dad. Let's look for his dad?
His father must have been here at some point, but you sure can't see him now.
Please go. He's coming back any minute,
says the boy, growing agitated.
He's gonna see you talking to me. Please, go!
He only calms down when you leave. You don't see another soul for miles.
Ugh. Yeah, that's sad. There's Portland. I think that's Portland, Maine, not... Yeah, we're in Maine. I'm going right here because I've only seen people go left. Nah. I can't tell if this guy is supposed to look like that. Here, let's put this on lowest quality and see if that does anything. Probably... No, that's just the aesthetic they chose for this guy. Weird. Alright. Fine, fair enough. Fair enough. Desync on back resume. Does it just automatically happen? No, I do have to click on
You
it.
come across a girl picking wild blueberries. She smiles and greets you.
In.
She offers you some from her birch bark basket.
I'm in. Thank you.
You reach in the basket for blueberries, but pull out a handful of small, smooth stones.
Fucking what?
All the colors of the rainbow. The snickering girl runs into the trees as fast and light as a rabbit.
Okay, I misread that. I read this as the snickering girl runs into the trees as a rabbit. I'm like, what? Throw the stones, drop the stones. Drop the stones.
The stones tumble from your hand and hit the ground, instantly turning black as the night. Your heart leaps in surprise. How strange.
Huh. Oh, Burlington. Can't go into Canada, huh? Looks like Canada's mostly a barren wasteland. Or at least I'm not seeing anything. You don't like it? What don't you like about it? Two musicians beckon you over. Billy split. Our show's in 5 minutes. You play the upright bass? You don't. Doesn't matter. Keep walking this stream. Look, we'll pay. You fake it for a couple songs, feeling like an idiot, but hey, you'll get paid. Well, it kinda does start with the deal with the devil. Sorta deal. So, I guess fear is a reasonable response. Oh, begin anew. There's just a start over button. Interesting. Controls are what I'm interested in. So hitchhike, Q, whistle with control, interact with space, map, M. Oh my god, fucking sweet. Jesus Christ, this goes over the whole of the US? I thought this might just be the East Coast. Oh, I am so excited for this! I can go check out all the places I've ever lived. Look at how much is in the Pacific Northwest. Fucking dope! Story log, stories. Oh, and this is the order we've gotten our stories. Progress, none. Stories, inventory. Pair of bone dice loaded to roll snake eyes nearly every time. Well, that's awful. Interesting. I don't know what's up with that.
His clothes are expensive, but unkempt. A tailored jacket stretched and warped out of its best fit by long days on the road.
I have a couple like that.
His thinning frame weighs down the boxcar next to yours.
You got a light, friend?
Sure, I don't like this.
You offer a match, which bends and nearly snaps as he scratches it against the pitted iron edge of the boxcar.
Thanks,
he mumbles, perching one last cigarette on his lip.
So where you going?
Don't rightly know where I'm going.
You notice how deeply wrinkled his clothes are. It's as though a huge hand plucked him from a high society party and crumpled him up like a sheet of paper.
That's a hand of
Don't
capitalism.
rightly know how I got going either.
Why?
They built a railway just past Missy Hudson's estate. Damned racket ruined our soiree. Might have been a few bottles of Armagnac too many when I walked down the tracks to tell them to keep it quiet. He drags on the cigarette, but you never see him exhale.
I went to college with some people who smoke like that. Move on. New story, the last bottle of Armagnac. So, here's Burlington.
The edge of summer has turned the ocean choppy and misanthropic, and the skies miserably gray. The boardwalk prophetess lured you into her tent with a promise to read a fortune for free. Seems like business has slowed to a crawl already.
Sit at her table.
Before you lie the instruments of her profession. There's tarot cards, Rider-Waite, but also Marseille for traditionalists.
I love that they
Rosary beads and
specify.
costume jewelry, and of course, the centerpiece, a great glass globe.
Yeah, definitely listen to our fortune.
With practiced theatricality, she goes directly for the crystal ball, letting her eyes unfocus as though she can see a great distance into it. She brings up names, places, asks if you've known someone called John, if you have a relative in Newark.
If I didn't like the game already, this option would do it for me. Be a dick or be a good sport. Let's be a good sport about it, but I love that be a dick is one of these options. I really like this game's writing.
You'll latch on to what she says, and together you dance towards some insights about your romantic prospects. It's relieving to meet an honest charlatan instead of the ghouls and ghasts of the road. You might even say you're having fun, until she abruptly stops talking.
It's wrong.
Your eyes, she says, her voice suddenly drained of the bassy drama that was her stock in trade. You've met him. You've seen him, too. You carry him with you.
Yes, did you miss me? Fucking what?
The words that come out of your mouth are not your own. They seem unwilling or unable to form properly out of a human throat. They're more like snarls, warning noises of a vicious animal.
That's so good. Try to move.
The glass globe shatters. Your vision is hazy, and your body is not your own. You came far to get away from me, the voice lodged inside you says. But this one has a way of wandering. The fortune teller has collapsed, cowering. Consider your debt to me repaid.
Well, what else is there to do but black the fuck
When you
out?
come to your senses, you're lying face down on the rough wood of the boardwalk, sore and weak. An empty patch of wood, cleaner than the surrounding planks, is all that remains of the fortune teller's tent.
Time to move on, then. Oh, that's so cool. Yeah, let's go to upstate New York. I went to school down there. So I wonder what whistling is showing me here. It seems to correlate with the direction that we're going in, but I don't know. I don't know why skeletons are so cute. I wouldn't find them. I don't really find them cute. I find them more comedic, personally.
Low tide on a moonless night.
We're in upstate New
This
York.
beach
There's not
is
really
long,
any tide.
Stretching toward a receding sea.
Or lake.
In the darkness, the sand seems coarse and gray. Alien. The stars are dim and distant.
Oh, this is some Lovecraftian shit. The world?
It outshines the stars with its presence. A streak of sickly colored light, leaving a trail of distorted fire.
Fuck.
It slowly creeps along the sky like a vast worm. Though you know that, given the distance, it must be moving at great speed.
Look back at the shore. Keep looking at the sky. Keep looking at the sky.
Its parabola heads south to north. In the far distance, just for a second, a boardwalk town is engulfed in light. With a rumble, its street lamps and windows dim, then go dark. All that you can see emanating from there is an otherworldly color that you can't quite name.
Ah, it's so good. Oh, there's a story over there. Nah, not looking like the town I went to college in. He's mapped here. That's okay.
Outside the small thicket of apple trees, the phrase "tended to by John Chapman" is carved into a fence post. Nearby, a hound lies on its side, perfectly still. Flies buzz around its ears.
Damn.
But a grizzled man pauses at his digging to shoo them off.
Shit, son. Watch from the shade or help him dig. Help him dig!
There's an extra shovel. With it, the two of you make short work of the grave. He tells you about his beliefs, why he's raising apple orchards in the middle of the country. It's a sin to graft, he tells you. Hurts the tree. Eventually, the hole is deep enough.
Witness him. Bear witness.
He stoops to the ground and lowers the pup into the earth. Tears flow freely. I'll see him again in heaven, he tells you. Our souls are bound by love. He wipes his eyes. I don't think I can bear to stay here, though. Maybe I'll set out again.
Well, let's move on. Get a lot of sad fucking stories. Is that I-30? Oh, I guess it is. Alright, this isn't voice. The farmer notices you walking by. Listen, he says, you look worn thin. If you want to rest a spell, you can sweep in the hay and help me with the chores when you're awake. Seems like a good honest offer, and the hay looks inviting. After a few hours nap and some light chores, you take your leave.
Well, I'm gonna cast my stones o'er the waters of this land, and by I'll see them for
You hear the whippoorwill first, shrill and close. Then you see him, high up above the black streaks of wires. A lineman, fraying belt holding him to the pole. A damned bird has come to perch on a power line, stare hungrily at the man's soul.
Shit.
He's unsteady. His hands are shaky, and his body sways in the wind. You spot his tool bag next to the pole, worn and frayed, much like the man. A half-gone bottle of cheap rye pokes out of it.
Take the bottle, walk away. Take the bottle, walk away. I'm not gonna rob the guy. Let's walk away.
You leave the man to his work and his vices. The whippoorwill cheers you on. Whatever it's waiting for from the drunkard lineman, it'll eventually get. As you walk away, for a long time, you still hear its cry. Whippoorwill, whippoorwill, whippoorwill.
It is so much creepier to hear the voice actor doing whippoorwill. God damn, move on.
When that very man come for to tally up my worth, I won't leave much behind to drag me down.
Real quick. Whistle. Hitchhike is cute.
Well, I'm gonna heft my spade up upon my weary back.
Oh fuck it, going the opposite direction I wanted to go. No, no, no. Well, guess we're going this way now. Son of a bitch. Well, that's as far as you take me? Fuck you too, buddy. I-95! I used to live near I-95. That's DC? Oh shit. Train station? Well, we ain't hopping any trains right now. Got some stories to get.
He leans against a fence and turns to face you as you pass him by. At his back is a bag full of bird seed. He assures you that the gawky birds perching on his body are the last remaining passenger pigeons.
Thought they were extinct. Not yet. They didn't go extinct until the 50s? 60s? Mid 20th century.
They look extinct to you?
You're not sure those dull gray pigeons look anything like the pictures you've seen of passenger pigeons, but you can't help thinking they stare at you a little too intently.
Say,
The birds,
you
they
like
know.
birds?
Yeah, I like birds. Apparently saying not really is the sun, which is weird to me, but yeah,
They're
sure.
lovely creatures. Guileless, really. Hunted damn near to extinction, weren't you?
He strokes one of his birds under the chin. You think you see drips of blood flecking the creature's dirty gray head.
Excuse me.
You sense it's about time you start moving on.
You be kind to the little birds now, you hear?
You hurry along the road, though the flapping of ungainly wings seems to follow you for hours.
Well, time to move on.
Clouds roll together to fill the sky.
Watch the sky churn.
The lightning is so strong that it seems to open a path in the haze above you. You are sure you see massive talons curved around the clouds.
Fucking Stormcrow. Cool.
The thunder is so immense that the ground trembles. Your lips and hands tingle from the electric charge that fills the air until the dancing lightning passes on over the hills.
Alright, move on then. Massive thunderstorm. Is another whippoorwill? No, this is a crow. You notice a black crow sitting on a fence post, watching you with unsettling intensity. Hey! It blurts out. Hey! Friend! Hey! Hear about trains? Gives a throaty cackle, and nothing about that was throaty. Locomotion. That's the life. I got some good travel tips. Here. Clearly we should ask the crow about travel. You ever ride a train? With your budget, you'll need to hop on at a train yard, though. Fast and convenient. But the railroad bulls really don't like it when you ride the empty box cars. Get caught, you'll get beaten. It hops and pecks at something on the ground. On the positive side, this is a very verbose bird. Maybe you'll meet someone to trade stories with. But if you don't like the sound of that, you can hitchhike. Find a friendly car. I feel sorry for you, landlubbers. No wings, just motors. Can't even cross rivers when you want to. Only at safe crossings. You got a point there. I always do. You'll notice that its beak doesn't move as it speaks, but you can tell before you can tell anything else about it, flies off. Thank you, tutorial bird.
The stream is a clear, reflective shade of blue.
Oh, what is
Unusual
that?
in this region, where bog iron colors the river's brown. Across the way, a goat with great leather wings laps up the water.
Fuck.
Its sunken red eyes fixed on your every movement.
Take stock.
You now notice the unnatural absence of wildlife. No fish swim in the stream. No birds sing in the trees. The winged goat drinks with a forked tongue, only abstractly concerned with your presence.
Whole lot of drink water, approach the goat. Clearly we go talk to the devil goat.
Over the hill, a scorched one-room house lies abandoned, 2 of its 4 walls in ruins. The goat rears up, front hooves curled, and stretches its wings out to their full breadth.
Draw closer.
The goat opens its mouth and wails, a protracted, shrill sound, indistinguishable from the cry of a human infant. It only begins to stop when you take several steps back.
Yeah, alright, time to go.
The winged goat doesn't follow. Instead, it lies down inside the burnt house, surrounded by portraits of a large family, glass frames stained brown from smoke.
And it's horrifying and heartbreaking at the same time. That's good.
A few wanderers like you are looking for a place to camp.
We heard there's a Leatherman Cave nearby.
They tell you. They describe a locally famous vagrant who hiked this area for almost 30 years.
He's dead now, but his caves are the best place to camp at any town.
Huh. So where is it?
You and the other wanderers find the cave easily, because someone's lit a fire there. As you approach, you see a silhouette bend over the flames with an odd, creaking sound, like a door swinging in the wind.
It's an interesting musical transition. Who's there?
His coat is crudely stitched from leather plates that squeak against each other.
Oh, shit!
The Leatherman.
One of the others whispers.
A ghost.
The Leatherman must have heard, but he just stares. His face, his corpse still.
Of course he isn't a ghost.
He's eating, you say, and point out his can of beans.
Je ne suis pas un fantôme.
The Leatherman says, and adds,
Idiot.
Idiot.
Oh,
bursts your companion.
Canadien.
Soon, he and the Leatherman are deep in conversation, and your group has a safe place to rest.
I'm not a phantom, idiot. Oh, you're Canadian. Alright, that's a quick turnaround. Move on. Jet black crow lights on the low branch of a twisted tree. Look at you, Cause. Think you got some good stories already? Well, I heard better. Much better. Seems to wink at you. Want to hear my tricks? Fuck yeah, bird. The ones you got now? Psh, pathetic stuff. Tell those stories around, they'll come back more exciting, more satisfying. So always listen to the stories other folks tell. Their tales are less true, sure, more useful around the campfire. Oh, I get it. Like, I tell someone a story, then they'll tell someone else the same story, and then that story might work its way back to me, and it'll be improved by the telephone effect. Neat. Boss has a point about the true ones, though, the crow admits. They're extra interesting. Learn a couple of folks' true life stories, and everyone will like them, no matter what kind of story they think they want to hear. Well, everyone's captain of their own destiny. Gives a burst of laughter. Ain't no bootstraps in the world that can save you now. But the choices you make, they change the kind of story you can tell. Choose wisely. Or don't! New York City. Interact. Yeah, sure, let's enter New York. We can explore, we can earn money, go to a train station. The air stinks of gasoline and trash. And you're boxed in by brick, but damn, there's something invigorating about that stink. God, I feel like there's an engine in your chest. Well, we need money. So let's earn money. You wander the streets of the city looking for a way to make cash. Panhandle, or look for work. I mean, panhandling kind of fits our character, but let's look for work. You're waiting for the light to change outside a corner store when the cashier sticks his head out of a window and shouts, "Hey! Got some time? Want a little cash?" "You damn skippy, I do." He needs help moving cases of compressed pop fizz. Pop fizz. Old-timey verbiage, or, vernacular. We go through like 3 of these a week now, he explains. People in this neighborhood are absolute fiends for soda. There's 3 soda jerks. Soda jerks. In this neighborhood alone, and we're still making a killing. Wild! Can't stand the stuff, though, he admits, and I'm not sure it's right. How do you mean? You ever read the ingredients? Yes, curled my hair, no lie. With that cryptic warning, he tosses you some coins and gets back to selling soda. Alright, move on. So our money health bar seems to be full, whereas before it was only half full. Our health and our sleep look good, so let's explore.
The engines belch black smoke as the ferry churns gray water into froth. A broad-shouldered figure leans out over the rail, eyeing the skyscrapers on the horizon.
Ooh.
Nearby, a man and a woman speak in low, urgent voices. He takes her wrist gently. She is weeping softly.
God damn it. These both seem like they can be interesting stories. Well, obviously there's a story behind why these lovers, hence Heart, the lovers here, have something going on. But if there's anything I ever learned studying history, is that always fucking talk to old people because they have fantastic stories. So let's talk to the man.
The man gives you a once-over as you approach. His newsboy cap is ragged with age.
You look familiar. Did I meet you at Union Square?
I don't think so.
The man shrugs.
Maybe somewhere else. You look like you get around. Me too. When Gramsci was arrested, we all had to flee. The futurists, and the syndicalists, and all the rest scattered across Europe. The luckiest ended up here.
He nods decisively, proudly.
We continued the work.
He's a fucking syndicalist? You playing Kaiser right now? Hell yeah! Syndicalism is very similar to socialism and communism, but there's some interesting distinctions between the two that I won't get into here, but Google it. Google syndicalism. Go read the wiki page on it. Determined socialist in New York. He's a syndicalist, not whatever. Store? Yeah, sure, what can we get? Fresh bagel, slice of pizza, cola, blue plate special. We don't need food. I think food must restore health because this is a video game. Oh yeah, okay, this one gives energy, these restore health, but these all look good to me right now, so nah. Train station? Let's check it out. Yeah, I'm not fixing to take a train anywhere. Walk around though.
The man is the color of
I've
mill
seen this.
dust. His smile creases his face like folds in dough.
Whoa.
He gestures you inside the dilapidated structure and shouts over the sound of driving wheels.
You're welcome to sleep here. You don't want to rest by the river. Not in the evening. Insects.
Insects! Alright, well, settle inside for a break.
Man shoves the broken door closed behind you. The mill is warm, and the air is heavy with the powder kicked up by your entrance. You realize how easy it would be to drift off on this pile of sacks to the loud but constant sound of the grinding wheels.
It actually is really soothing. Sure, sleep.
Pain sears your spine. Why did you sleep at this ridiculous angle? Your back complains from being draped over the millstone. That's good the mill is totally abandoned. Its works long ago disconnected, or your legs would have been pulverized. The man is gone.
Oh.
This is not a place to linger.
Moving on then. Creepy mill. You're going the wrong way, car. I don't get the whistling mechanic. I'm sure it'll get explained to us. Hold left control to whistle. If you match the notes, you'll walk faster. Use up arrow. Oh! I love that it starts explaining it just... I love it. That is a cool mechanic. It gives you something active to do while you're walking around so you don't get bored. Smart fucking game design. Alright, yeah, search this. As you walk down the road, a black crow flutters down to land in your path. It looks at you, cocks its head, and speaks. Well, you got a long, long road ahead, don't you? All the people to chase down are... So I hear. It laughs. I got some experience when it comes to chasing folks. Alright, tell me about it, bird. Well, if you want, you could go find your friend again. Ask them more about their life. Oh, because we were supposed to go left and I went right. We haven't met this friend yet. Yeah. Ask them more about their life. They might want better stories this time, though. It peers up at you. Didn't they tell you where they were headed next? But hey, this world's full of people. Bet you could find another friend like that if you went looking around. There's more than one interesting person in the land for sure. Gives a gravelly laugh. Well, that's what humans say anyway. With that, it launches into the air and disappears.
On my weary back, I'm gonna keep that strap stuck in my soul. 'Cause when my goals burn low and my trains
Damn.
run out of track.
Ah, Quinn.
Hey there,
Credits
stranger.
the fucking
You're welcome to enjoy
authors.
this fire with
That's
me.
good.
If you're respectful, that is.
Alright, kid.
This here is my spot, and I ain't inclined to share it with any bad characters. You can call me Quinn.
Alright, Quinn.
These here are my venturing companions. Cass is the big un, and the one with the spots is Flip.
So this is Cass. This is Flip.
I usually beat my way on the rails, but the road news said this town was fat, and the weather was fine. So I'm taking in the sights and seeing what I can drum up. I want to hear one of them venturing tales. Got any?
He said venturing. This is venturesome. An adventuring tale. Here are all the stories you've collected so far. They're organized by subject because the boss likes tarot cards. The subject of each story here. If you tell this person a story about love, for example, they'll tell you something from their own life relating to the subject of love. Poor things. As the night goes on, this icon will move from left to right. When it reaches the right-hand side, the night is over, so is your storytelling. The person you're talking to will usually tell you where they'll be next so you can find them again. If you tell them the types of stories they request, you'll gain their trust and the eye will open. When it opens fully, the next time you meet them, they'll open up more about their life. They'll remember this from conversation to conversation, so don't feel like you need to open the eye all the way the first time you meet someone. Dance around. Get to know. Right, he wanted some adventuring tales, huh? Authority, the past, memories, freedom? Man, maybe the Fool. Faith, trust, fortune, luck, sadness, nature, country, home. Let's go with what the Fool got. Let's tell him about the determined socialist. Because that guy's on some sort of an adventure.
What's the use in telling sweet happy tales if in the make you snooze? Freedom. Well, teacher used to talk about freedom like America was eat up with it. But the tramping kind seems to be just about the only real freedom still in supply. Ain't no freedom from an empty stomach or bad weather, unless you're rich.
Fuck yeah, man.
Hey, do you got any really thrilling stories to tell? I'm hankering for one of those.
So you didn't find that adventuresome. Alright. Thrilling. Past, memories, love, nature, country, home, sadness, fate, fortune, luck, faith, trust. Thrilling. Well, devil might have some of that. Drunkard lineman in the northeast. Nah. Yeah, this is pretty thrilling. That, curse near Burlington. Maybe you and I have different ideas of what's
I
thrilling.
usually like the scary stuff, but your story needed more punch, I think.
God damn it!
Luck. Wit and some puppy dog eyes on occasion's all the luck I need out here. For everything else, I got my knife and my dogs got their teeth. Hey, tell me a funny story. You seem like you still got a sense of humor.
We haven't really run into a lot of funny things so far, kid, but yeah, I'll try. The Sun? Creepy mill around New York. Nah. Story of a woman arrested for bootlegging. Nah. Pigeon keeper around Philadelphia. Nah, that was creepy. Thunderstorm? Nah, really funny. The winged goat? Yeah, nothing funny about that. We haven't had a whole lot of funny stuff. This might be conceived as funny because he thought that the Frenchman was dead. John Chapman? No, he had a dead dog. Nothing funny there. That's not funny at all. Yeah, let's go with the Leatherman's Cave story.
I'll remember that one. A couple good jokes
Okay,
can
that
get you
one
out of
went
a
well.
fix sometimes. Trust.
Well, 1 for 3
Well,
so far.
I figure tramps are apt to trust each other, to a point. Sure, there are backbiters out there, but it's the folks who act respectable, the so-called upstanding ones that I keep an eye on. Hey, tell me one of those exciting stories.
thought that I did, my dude. You want a thrilling story, huh? What? Here, how about this winged goat? It's pretty thrilling, or horrifying. I don't get the difference between scary and thrilling. Or
Were
the
you trying
distinction
to
between
scare
them.
me?
God damn it.
Well, you didn't go far enough. Huh. Sad. Well, so you think just 'cause I'm young, I gotta be sad, crying after my mama every night. I don't need you looking after me, so if you're offering, don't. And I thought I told you to be respectful. What you really ought to be asking yourself is if you want to keep enjoying my spot or not. Hey, do you got any really thrilling stories
God
to tell?
damn it, this
I'm
kid really
hankering for
wants...
one of the-
You got any thrilling stories? No, I don't. Damn it. Strange stones in Vermont.
Whoa.
Oh, okay,
quite a
that is
story,
thrilling.
stranger.
Hey, and the eye's open, so if we meet him again, maybe we can learn something else. Oh, we're over the first hour.
This
so
land
after
sure
this,
is
we're gonna
something,
wrap
ain't
up.
it?
I'm gonna keep
I
streaming.
can't wait to see it all. Tramping like I do makes me realize the land's another kind of companion. It's always with you. Maybe things are so depressed because folks lost sight of that.
That's very late 20th century attitude you got there, Quinn.
Oh, heck. The night's over already.
Ah, fuck,
I
you're
sure
going up the
enjoyed
road.
talking to you, but I gotta get on. Think I'll see what's happening up the road this way.
Going to real upstate New York. Alright, well,
The tramping life suits me just fine.
Tramping.
Every day is a venture. With things being so depressed, folks walk around like it's the end of everything good. But it ain't. Plenty nice things to see if you know where to look.
No one else today.
Alright, well, that's the end of the hour. The end of hour one. The end of hour one. I'm going to keep streaming, but if you're watching this on YouTube, you're going to have to stop by again tomorrow for more of this. Till then, make sure to comment, share, like, subscribe, all that shenanigans. Until then, toodaloo, take care. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.